Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to be testing the FN FiveseveN, which is a 5.7 millimeter pistol. This is probably the highest pressure firearm we've ever run through the Gauntlet. Many of you guys will ask, well, why no revolvers and why no rifles? Well, with rifles, you're talking about a lot more pressure than what you're dealing with with your typical handgun. So it's much easier to blow a rifle up if you get something in the bore. Well, this thing gets pretty darn close to rifle pressures with that little bottleneck cartridge that it fires, which you can see here. So the other thing is the gun makes extensive use of polymers, and I'm going to have to trust that they've done some sort of testing like this with the gun already. Jason forgot our full face mask, so all I get is this for protection. So if we have slide separation and it hits me in the face, Jason, take care of me, pay my bills, hospital bills.
I'm sorry.
All right, so what we have are some American Eagle, and I believe these are 40 grain 5.7 loads, and these are from our friends over at LAX Ammunition. We have a discount code down below for 6% off. I believe that is for store-wide purchases. We do not receive any kickbacks or financial gain from the use of that code, so we're not out selling ammo for profit. You can use that code, and it's a thank you from LAX Ammunition to our viewers. Now we've cleaned the gun up and got it ready to shoot like we always do with CLP. We're going to go ahead and fire 10 rounds to function check the gun, because that's what we're supposed to do. Sometimes I forget it. I'm going to go ahead and chamber the first 10 rounds. The weapon is on fire. Safety is in kind of a different place. And let's fire those first 10 rounds. All right, so perfect function, which I would expect from the 5.7. All right, so now what we're going to do is do the elemental test. Elemental test means we dip it in water, bring it up and fire. Now I am going to let the water drain out of the barrel for a second before I fire, and then fire, go into the sand, fire, clean in the water, and then dip it in the dirt, fire, clean in the water, fire, or then dip it in the mud, fire, and dip it in the water again. Boy, it's kind of hard to keep straight. It's a miracle I can even do it. If it passes this test satisfactorily, we'll go ahead and do the Gauntlet test. And that is from water to sand, dirt to mud, with no rinse cycle in between. So with that being said, let's drop out the test magazine, ready the weapon for the water test. All right, go ahead, put it in the water. Really wish I had my full face mask right about now.
Sorry, man.
And here we go. Locked open just fine. Now we'll go to the sand test. All right, chamber around, and this is to simulate that the weapon's just been dropped in the various elements, so we push it down on both sides. All right, bring it up and fire. Now we will rinse the gun off in the water. Try to get out whatever sand might be inside there. Feels pretty smooth. Let's go ahead and move to the dirt test. Ready the weapon, put it in the dirt, push down, flip it over, push it down again simulating going to the ground with the weapon, and perhaps a fight, and 10 rounds. All right, seems to be doing great so far. Let's go ahead and rinse her off one more time. And then let's go to the mud. This is where I get dirty. Just drop it in the mud and push it down. Flip it over. Do the same. Got mud coming through the trigger guard there. Pick it up and fire 10 rounds. All right, we're going to rinse the gun off in its own dirty water here and get it ready for the Gauntlet, because it passed that first test very, very easily, which we expect all guns to do. The next test, we expect failures, and we usually get them. So we rinse the gun off in its own dirty water. We don't clean it or the magazines. We load 10 rounds in the magazines and reset the test, and we'll see you guys here in a few minutes. All right, guys, we've loaded up the magazines with 10 rounds. And now we're going to resume testing. This time we're just going to go straight through each of the elements for our infamous Gauntlet test. I will let the water again drain out of the barrel before I fire the weapon. All right, here we go. Straight to the sand. Push it down. Get some sand up over it. Flip it over. down, kick some sand up over it, and trigger's getting a little heavy. Other than that, perfect function. Goes straight to the dirt. Push it down, put some dirt over it, flip it over, push it down again, flip some dirt over it, and here we go. Okay. This thing's dirty, guys. It's doing very, very well. Will it make it through the mud? This is Jason's idea, so Jason gets to clean it when we're done. Oh, man.
Who does this?
I don't know. They're not right in the head. All right. Just clear out a spot here on the trigger. Try to get a little bit off the slide because it's trying not to influence it too much here. Oh my gosh, that's some gooey mud. Here we go. Failure to go into battery, I believe. Failure to extract and eject. All right, failure to feed. Failure to feed. Oh, come on, baby. All right. I think we just got to chamber that round. We did. We have one round left in the magazine. Oops, I got mud on that. Not fair. All right, let's see if we can fire out these last 2 rounds. And did not lock open. All right, so it started to have problems in the mud, which is not surprising. But the gun did very well, in my opinion, through the first test. We expect all guns to be able to breeze through that. It easily did. And it started to make its way through the Gauntlet, doing great right up until it hit that gooey mud. All right, let's clean the gun up and give you some final thoughts. Guys, we're just cleaning the gun off in its own dirty water. And I just want to see if doing that's going to return it to function, because the slide feels like it's working okay. Usually we take the guns back and garden hose them, but let's see what this little gun does. See if we can fire these 10 rounds without going to the garden hose. Definitely a military service grade pistol, guys. All I had to do is dunk it in its own dirty water and it returns it back to 100% function. So that's pretty impressive. All right, now let's go ahead and give you my final thoughts. I think that's a lot better than I expected. Jason, what do you think? Was it better than you expected? Yeah. We both expected this gun to puke somewhere before it even got to the mud test. So this little gun did quite well in our Gauntlet test. The 5.7 is an interesting caliber. I've even met people that carry it. You know, it's the same cartridge that goes into the P90. I actually enjoy shooting the caliber. It's a neat little caliber, and it gives you 20 rounds in a magazine this size, which gives you very high capacity in a single magazine that does not protrude from the bottom of the grip, but they also have extended magazines, I believe hold 30 rounds. I don't have any of those, and it gives you a nice light pistol. It's extremely, or it makes extreme use of polymers. You have a polymer lower and a polymer slide, but of course there's steel inserts to reinforce the slide, but it's a completely externally polymer handgun. So I think this is probably one of the few pistols that goes to such extremes with the use of polymers. So reliability, I would give it pretty darn good reliability rating. So you be the judge, you watch the test. It's a sample set of one pass through the Gauntlet. You can be your own judge as to how well the gun did. Me personally, I'm thoroughly impressed. Guys, if you want to support us here at the Military Arms Channel, the best way to do that is to become a Patreon supporter. We take no industry money. We are not paid by anybody. We're not paid by FN, not paid by anybody, except supported by our viewers. You can follow a link down below to Patreon and become a Patreon supporter. Check out some of the incentives and come over and join us for live streams and all sorts of cool stuff from Copper Custom at discounts, things like that. If you'd also like to support us another way, a great way to do that is to swing by forgefromfreedom.com, check out the Mac collection. You can pick up your own Mega shirt, Make Automatics Great Again, or any one of our other t-shirts that we have for sale that directly supports us here at the Military Arms Channel. Last but not least, check us out over at coppercustom.com, which is our online store. Guys, thanks for watching us for 10 years. We greatly appreciate it, and we'll talk to you guys soon.